Okay, so the question we're answering today, we have a sports car, Bugatti Veyron, which has set a new record for the world's fastest production car at an amazing 420 kilometers per hour. A 1/8 scale model of the car can be purchased, and we are being asked today if this scale model was to move from one end of another to in a 16-meter long classroom at scale speed, how long would this take? So I think the first question we need to look at here today is, what is a scale model? What does that actually mean? So I have here the best model that I could find of a car. So clearly this is not as big as a car, and we're being told our scale model is 1/8 of the real car. So what does that mean for our purposes? Let's have a look. So our sports car in real life, which I'm going to mark as SP up here, or otherwise known as car, sports car, if that was 88 meters long, our model of that same sports car at 1/8 scale would be 1 meter long. So that's the meaning of our 1/8 scale. So how does that relate to the speed? So we know that the speed of our sports car, it can travel at 428 kilometers per hour. So the question we need to ask is, how quickly can our model travel if it's scaled in the same way as our sports car to our model? Because our car, we're looking at our sports car, our model car, traveling across a classroom. So this is our little model car down here, which I'm going to change in color to red. Our little model car here is traveling along the length of a 16-meter room, and at this stage we don't know what speed or how long it's going to take. So the first thing we're going to look at is the speed of our car and see how that relates to the speed of our model. So over here, we're going to put in the information that we already know. We have our car speed and model speed. So we know at this stage that our sports car is 8 times the size of our model car. So that's our proportional relationship here. And we know that our sports car travels at 428 kilometers per hour. So we've got to look at this information to figure out what speed our model car is traveling at. So starting with what we already know, going from 8 to 1, to get from 8 to 1 we need to divide by 8. So in the same way, if we're changing the speed of our sports car to our model car, we're also going to divide by 8. So when we calculate that out, we can go over the side here, 428 divided by 8 is going to give us 53.5. So now we've answered our first question in our classroom. How fast is our model car traveling at? It's traveling at 53.5 kilometers per hour. But for this to be useful to answer the question, how long does it take our model car to travel 16 meters, we need to change 53.5 kilometers per hour to meters per hour. So what do we already know here? We know going from kilometers to meters. We know that 1 kilometer is the same as 1,000 meters. So to get from kilometers to meters, we're multiplying by 1,000. And now we want to change 53.5 kilometers per hour. So 53.5 multiplying that by 1,000 will give us 53,500 meters per hour. So we're going to put that up here. So what have we got? We have the speed of our model car travelling across the room, and we also know the distance that it's travelling. So that's the next thing we need to figure out. How long, travelling at a speed of 53,500 meters per hour, will it take our model car to travel 16 meters? So let's have a look at that here. So what do we know? We have our 53,500 meters in 1 hour, and we need to find out how long, what length of time it takes us to travel 16 meters at 53,500 meters per hour. So looking at the information that we know here, again, to get from 53,500 to 16, the easiest way for us to do this is to divide 53,500, we're dividing that by 16. And that will give us, if we plug in that will give us 33,400 once you work it out. We're not going to do that right here. But 53,500 divided by 16. So 16 will go into 53,500 3,344 times. So to get from here to here, we're dividing by 3,344. So we have 1 hour here, and dividing 1 by 3,344 is going to leave us with a very, very small number. So before we get any further, I'm just going to change this up a little. We know that 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes. So we're just going to change this to minutes right here, simply because we're not changing any values, we're changing it for the same thing. So 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes. So we're just going to swap that over. We're not changing any of our proportions or ratios, we're just changing the units that we're using. Hours to minutes. So we're going to use the same relationship that we have up here. So 60 minutes divided by 3,344 will give us, once we work that out, 0.018 minutes. So we now know that it will take our car travelling at 53.5 kilometers per hour. It will take our model car 0.018 minutes to travel 16 kilometers. So we're just going to plug that in here, 0.018 minutes to travel 16 meters. Thank you.